I have refixed my Mercedes once again after letting it sit most of the year due to the wedding and that. um, but, boop, maybe? Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can actually get it to focus. So, this is now just completely and entirely filled with JB Weld because previously that was having some issues with fuel leaking, and since it's so close to the radiator fan, that fuel would just get blown straight back onto the exhaust header, which not the best of ideas, and might be partially what led to the exhaust kind of exploding off, but I think that was more due to the overrun, which was probably due to the fuel leak or vacuum being sucked back in through the fuel leak. I don't know. But anyway, I don't really care because this thing only cost me $500, and I'm to the point where I'm thinking about just picking up, Trailblazer or a Rainier or whatever, something like that, off of Craigslist for $800 or $1,000, and swapping the Atlas LL8 into here. The only problem that I have with that is that I believe the Atlas LL8 is actually a pretty tall engine. And I'm not saying this thing isn't, it's pretty chunky. You can kind of see all the way down there where the oil pan is. So it's not like it isn't tall, but I think the Atlas LL8 is a little bit taller, so I'd have to figure out if I could even fit it in here, first of all. The second thing would be the oil sump. This one's a front sump, and I don't remember if the LL8 is front or rear. So I don't really want to notch the cross member because this thing doesn't actually have structural rigidity as it is, but I guess I'd make that work. I know there are custom sumps or oil pans that will move front to back, but then of course you need a custom pickup as well to move your oil pickup from the front to the back. But anyway, the whole point of this is to see if this fucking thing will run and not leak this time. So I did crank it over a couple times without engaging my kill switch thingy, which I'm surprised I actually remembered that I have a kill switch on here. Not by choice, of course, by necessity. Ooh, spider webs. You can kind of see them. That's how long this car's been sitting here. Perfect. So, let's see if this thing will actually start over, or start up. It already turned over. And the battery's good, surprisingly. Yay. Deep cycles. Alright. Woo! It thinks about it. It just doesn't quite wanna. The fuel is old. I should mention it's been sitting for, I want to say this car's probably been sitting for 6 months at this point. I'm surprised it's actually even trying. Ooh, boy. We're getting close. God, this thing is loud. Okay. Fuck me. I should have worn earmuffs because that is insane. Well, it runs. That's good. That's something. It's running rough. It's actually pretty warm out. I think it's like 55 degrees out today. So I washed and waxed the cars. Well, that car. This car's already been washed and waxed. It hasn't been driven since because, I buy cars with problems. But, surprised it runs. That's nice. I'm going to have to try it a couple more times to see if I can actually get it running. And I'm going to grab some freaking ear protection here quick because this is pretty fucking loud. The exhaust, I should mention right now, I think I did let you know it got blown off. It's kind of all, well, yeah, it's kind of sitting in my back seat. So it's coming off of the header down to about there right now. Let's see. Hey, look at that. Oil spots. That's how I know where my car is parked. Alright, I have earmuffs on. I'm gonna try to get this thing to run semi-decently so I can go around front and see if fuel is not leaking out. Because then at the very least, that'll be one less thing to worry about come spring next year. I'll just have to get the speed tree fixed and then throw exhaust on this thing and enjoy the cars. So I wonder if I didn't change timing or something. I feel like I probably did when I was having issues before with fuel leakage, because the fuel leak was also creating some issues around this line here was getting jammed up. Well, probably actually just siphoning in fuel and then screwing up my vacuum advanced. So I wonder if I didn't, mess with my timing a little bit previously. Trying to see where that thing's at out there without touching the battery. So is that all the way advanced, I think? Kind of looks like it's all the way advanced, so that could be part of it, but also I'm willing to bet this thing's just full of shitty fuel. This doesn't actually look too bad, so I wonder if the tank fuel is fine. There's just some stuck in the float yet that's gumming up the works, which, again, I rebuilt these carbs 3 or 4 years ago now. 3 years ago, I think. And I never even did the jets or anything like that. I just kind of assumed a basic regasket would be good enough, and it kind of was, but at this point it might be time for new jets. Or save all the money I'd spend on that and swap in a fucking LS. Or LL8, which I kind of like better because sweet inline 6 noise.